Alright, let's start at exposition. If you take a closer look at the right hand articulation and measure 1, we have a tenuto, which means tenuto is that little line above the note head, and it means to hold the note for full value. And how that translates as is you lean into the note. So you prep it because it's the very beginning, you want to breathe, and pianists always breathe with our wrists. So we're gonna go, and we'll take it slow. It's in 2/4 time, and it will go 1, 2, and then lean in using that fourth finger. And then you'll see that it's followed by the 2 staccato notes. So it's an F, and then short, short. And it's a slight tap. Whether it's slow or fast, doesn't matter. It has to be a light at all times. Okay, and then you'll see the F major scale is just going down, and we're just gonna use the F major scale fingering and walk our fingers down. 4 3 2 1 4 3 2 1 4 3 2 1 4 3 2 1, and then make sure you start it loud enough in the opening. So let's just show that again. It will be tenuto and short, short, and start loud and diminuendo towards the end. And then we're gonna rebuild this staccato up to here, Tuna Slur. Okay, what I always tell my students is that if you're able to do the slurs beautifully and pay attention to these, then you'll be able to phrase. It just naturally phrases for you. And Tuna slurs are especially important. So this is what you call a Tuna slur. And it's always 99.999%, there's always exceptions. The Tuna slurs are loud and soft, louder and softer. And it's under one breath. So if I were to sing it, it would be ta-dum, ti-dum. Okay? And ends of the slurs, like in this slur that you see in the scalar figure, should be light and tapered off. So this E is soft. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, and soft, and we gradually crescendo to C and release beautifully. Okay, and let's keep on looking at just the right hand figure. Okay, and then measure 5 has a tenuto just like in the opening. In fact, it starts exactly the same way, except it starts 1 note higher, right? So we might play this slightly louder, or just recover the forte you had, as Beethoven reminds us. It'll be G, and then light, light, and then once again scale figure. And F is the softest, and we're gonna go to A. And make sure that you don't crash land on that A downbeat, because it's the end of the phrase. So we're gonna be rather, nice on this. I'm just gonna write that so that you remember to do like a little wrist circle. And then new material comes. Okay. So up to there is our first theme, the statement. Okay. And left hand is, for most of the classical era piece, or a lot of whenever it's accompanimental, left hand's gonna be quiet. So even though it says forte in the opening, collectively it's forte. Right hand is forte. Left hand's more like piano. Okay. So left hand is just F major chord in the beginning. So it'll be da, 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 da. I keep my fingers rather close to the keys, so that because the higher I lift my fingers, is going to be louder naturally. So I keep it down and here. And key to making left hand beautiful is paying attention to how the little slurs end. So we're going to make this nice, and we're going to make this nice. And then when you look at like a measure 3, you pay attention to which notes are changing and which are coming back. So since C keeps on coming back, C is the least important. We want to hear this. B, A, G, F, E. In fact, it's like a duet. You hear it with the right hand. So it's going away away from each other. So not that you accent it or anything, but you bring these out slightly, okay? So that we hear that. And same thing applies to, what measure number is this? Measure number 7, where you would bring these out slightly. Okay. So let's play left hand only from measure 1 to 8. Okay. Stay close to keys, it's still piano. 1 E and a, ready, go. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 1. Relax, and B, A, G, F, E. Relax, and E, B, C, B, D, da, da, da. Nicely blended. Off, and A, G, A, E, F. Okay. And pay attention to the fingering here in the left hand. It'll be 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. All right, let's put hands together, and we'll play at the same tempo that we play the left hand at. Yeah. So when you're following along with these tutorials, always make sure you pause and you practice it before going into the next step. But this will be the next step. So let's try both hands slowly and see if we can, pay attention to. Maybe the first time it's just the coordination. I mean, contrary to some people's belief, apparently we cannot multitask. So let's just pay attention to coordination for now. Okay. So 1 and ready, go together. Scale. First statement. Now repeat of that. It's a variation. I think I did a fingering that's slightly different from the book. So the book's one is 5, 4, 3, 5. Okay. All right. Let's do it one more time, and then we'll move on. 1 and ready, go. 4 and we crescendo to here, release, and sorry, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then nicely place. Okay, and the first thing. Here's the second one. It has this is pick up to measure 9. And it has this kind of a playful figure. And it repeats higher and dum, 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 dum. I always say good things happen in 3. And this is especially true in Beethoven. Here's what I mean. He always likes to do different motive, the same motive 3 times, except third one is going somewhere. So here's the first rendition of it. And whenever you see figures like this, the last note, even though it's on the downbeat, you will play softer. And this one, make sure it's light. This playful little staccato figure. Okay. And number 2 is in middle of measure 10. And then 3, and he even marks mezzo piano, mezzo forte, and last one is forte. And that's in middle of measure 12. Okay, and each one is okay. So let me start a little softer. Lighten on that last note of the slur. Last note of slur is always tapered off and slightly softer and slightly shorter and light. So for this figure, notice how I pull my fingertip towards me. And for thumb, I'm just gently touching the right tip. If you're having difficulty doing this, practice first with G, F, G, F. Leave the ornament out for now, okay? And the next one is a little louder. So I'm not going to add more force, I'm going to add more weight. So I'm going to go into it with a little heavier arm. Last note is tapered off. Just as light. And then here's third one. And third one, it's Beethoven loves developing motives. So notice how he did dee da dee da da. Just a short little thing first at measure 13, 2, downbeat of 14, and then I'm just writing slash so that you'll separate them. And then he turns that little figure into this long thing. Okay. And here you just inflect. Yeah. And the left hand figure is the same. Oh wait, we're just talking about right hand right now, right? Okay, so let me just try that third figure. So pick up to measure 13. Okay, let me show you right hand. So we start loud, da, 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 short, short, and here short, short, and we're gonna develop. Just follow the shape, like getting louder and off, and it'll be 1 down and up, up, down, or that's even shorter. So that's the end of the phrase. So make sure the C is soft enough, and then the little transition. And you can do various fingering for this chromatic scale on measure 18, but I like to do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, so that you end up on 4, just like how we began. Okay. So to summarize, let's try playing just the right hand and pick up to measure 9. Okay, until downbeat on measure 18, which is the end of the exposition. 1 and quiet, bum, bum, bum. A little more, and now loudest, forte, and sustain this kind of higher volume variation of it. Sing, always sing. Quiet here. Okay. All right. Let's see what left hand is up to. Left hand kind of has the same thing, same figure as this. A little bit. Look at measure 9. It has A, B, A, B, A. And just like before, C is the least important note, and we're just gonna lose that weight on the thumb. Okay. So I'm gonna play from measure 9. 1 and left hand go. A, B, A, B, A. Rest, rest. F, G, F, G, F. Rest. And 2. The reason why they make you do 2, 4 is so that you'll physically connect it to next one. And 1, 2, 1, 2. So the fingering for this is 2, 4, going to 1, 5, and same thing, 2, 4, going to 1, 5, and then it goes 2, 1. Notice this Tuna Slur, down, up, down, and then C is gentle. C, and then we're going to do a little wrist circle on it. Okay. Let's do the left hand again. This time we'll play without pausing. Starting from measure 9. 1 and ready, go. A, B, A, B, A. Rest, rest. F, G, F, G, F. Rest. 1, 2, hold, connected to here. Release, because it's the end of slur. Quiet, release. Rest. Down, up, up, down. Circle at the end. Circle. Okay. End of exposition. Let's put it all together. Well, just for that, starting from pick up to measure 9, both hands. I'll say 1 and ready, go. 1. Oh, wait. That's weird. It starts in the middle. Okay, I'll say 2 and ready, go. 2 and ready, go. Together. Release louder. Now loudest, and we're gonna hang out here. Oh, my iPad turned. Okay, just like that. All right, let's play the entire exposition now. Okay. Are you ready? 1 and slowly go. 1, 2, 3. Scale. Listen to the duet on oh, why your turn. And 1. My music keeps on turning. Now figure. Playful. Second one. Sure, sure. Just wanted to add in that even though you end up on 1 here, this is measure 17. I'm gonna do 3, 4, 1 here. Let me go to 2. Pom, pom. Just want to remind you over and over again, pay attention to how the slurs begin, where the slurs end, and where the staccatos are. And if you're able to catch all that, actually that's a lot. If you're able to catch all the articulation, then the music will phrase for you. Beethoven wrote in so many details. Okay, that's the end of Exposition.